You're not afraid of dying. You're afraid of leaving unfinished work behind. That's why death feels threatening to people who haven't found their purpose. Not because life is sweet, but because something inside them knows, I haven't done what I came here to do. Purpose isn't a motivational idea. It's a biological, psychological, and spiritual necessity. When a human being doesn't know why they exist, the mind fractures into noise. You chase validation. You borrow identities. You imitate other people's lives and call it ambition. But deep down you feel it, this quiet accusation. This isn't it. Aristotle said that everything has a telos, a final cause. An acorn is not confused because it knows it's meant to become an oak. Only humans live disconnected from their end, and that disconnection creates suffering. Modern psychology confirms this. When people lack meaning, the brain shifts into threat mode. Dopamine spikes without satisfaction. Cortisol stays elevated. The nervous system becomes restless, not because life is hard, but because life feels misaligned. Viktor Frankl discovered this in the concentration camps. He watched people survive unimaginable suffering when they believed their life still had meaning. And he watched others collapse, not from pain, but from purposelessness. He said meaning is not invented, it is discovered. That's critical. Purpose is not something you choose like a career. It's something you uncover like buried treasure. Which is why Scripture never says, create yourself. It says, remember who you are. Before you were formed, you were known. Before you were born, you were appointed. Before you ever acted, your existence already meant something. This is where most people get it wrong. They think purpose starts when they decide, but purpose starts when the Creator decides. That's why identity confusion is everywhere. When you don't know who made you, you don't know what you're for. So you wear other people's names. You chase other people's standards. You live borrowed lives and wonder why you feel empty. But purpose answers 5 ancient questions the human soul has always been asking. Who am I? Where am I from? Why am I here? What can I do? Where am I going? These aren't philosophical curiosities. They are survival questions. Neuroscience shows that the brain organizes itself around goals. When there is no clear why, attention scatters, motivation collapses. You become busy, but directionless. That's why exhaustion today isn't from work, it's from wandering. The Apostle Paul understood something most people never do. By the end of his life, he wasn't clinging to time. He wasn't afraid of death. He said, I have finished my race. I have kept the faith. I am ready. Death didn't threaten him because his assignment was complete. Purpose doesn't make life easy, it makes life coherent. Nietzsche said, he who has a why can endure almost any how. Purpose doesn't remove suffering, it gives suffering context. And here is the anchor you return to. You were created with meaning, and your task is to uncover it. This changes everything. You stop asking, how do I become important? And start asking, what was entrusted to me? You stop comparing timelines. You stop chasing applause. You stop fearing death. Because when you know why you're here, urgency replaces anxiety. Scripture calls this stewardship. You are not an accident trying to matter. You are a design trying to be expressed. Your life is not a question mark, it's an assignment. And the peace you're looking for doesn't come from comfort, it comes from alignment. When your life lines up with its purpose, your nervous system settles, your mind clarifies, and even suffering becomes meaningful. So don't ask if your life has value, ask if you're using what you were given. Because the deepest fear isn't death, it's standing at the end and realizing you never truly lived the life you were born to live. You are still here, which means the work is not finished. And when it is, you won't be afraid.